The following podcast is intended to be entertainment and a tad educational. Do not take anything we say to heart. We are not comedians, but plan to laugh with us or at us. If you disagree with what we have to say, make sure to bring it up in the comments so we can gain views with your tears and enjoy the show.
Welcome back, y'all.
What's going on?
Got the crew back in. Got some guests in the house. Got Devin Gilstrap, Dawson Ritchie sitting over here.
Calm and cool.
One of them. Devin ain't so calm or real cool, though.
Actually, Dawson's name is SmackDown.
Smackdown.
Walker, if you're listening, it is SmackDown.
He is watching.
Amen.
Yeah, we missed having our guests in from last week. I missed the show, but I was entertained at work, that's for sure, on my lunch break. Yeah, so we got some cool, exciting stuff going on this week. We've got big shows that got announced, big shows coming up. It's been an exciting week for an off season.
There's been a lot of
Smackdown
stuff to talk about.
What he said.
It's Mason, so
Yeah.
Y'all can just read that.
Yeah.
we'll leave it for Mason, the one and only.
Yeah.
So many of you guys saw Bourbon Beatdown was announced at Freedom Hall. They haven't had a show there in 2 years.
2019 was the last time they were supposed to have one. And,
Has it really been that long?
Or no, 2019 they had, and
Yeah.
then they were going to have it in 2020 and got canceled. And
Didn't
Thanks,
it get canceled
COVID?
like the month before?
pretty close
Pretty
because we
2020,
had
it was COVID, so
Yeah.
two
any
cars put together.
excuses? Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. They're going to have mowers in MWFA, minivans, trucks, and SUVs, a mini car, street stock, and an old school class. We'll cover some of that more as it gets closer. I've heard of a couple names that are running. Excited to talk with them about that process and what they decide to do with that build. It's a little bit different being indoors in a facility that a track's built quick. In the years past, we've seen cars dig and not move, and see what preparations they do to fix that as promoters and as drivers. So,
Which I think that'll get taken care of.
I'm
I think,
sure that'll be priority number one.
oh yeah,
Robbie has been to like Blizzard Bash,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Gold Rush, all that stuff. He knows. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll get it lined out, and even if he didn't know, he knows the guys that know.
Oh, yeah.
So
He'll for sure find out.
so I'm pretty excited about that. I regret not trying to get a spot myself, even though I'm
Sold out
washed up
very
has
fast.
been. Yeah.
2 minutes in.
They said old school took like 3 minutes, and they said street stock was less than a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
wild.
crazy. I know tons of people that tried to get in for the street stock class.
They
and-
said the compact class went extremely fast too, which we have a lot of that in this area, so
Yeah.
that doesn't exactly surprise me.
No.
So that show will be March 1st. So it's coming right up.
And I was sitting there questioning, why do you only have 2 months to prep for the show? But Robbie did everything in his power. It was he was waiting to get the go ahead on it. He got the go ahead on it, and the very next day he had everything posted and all that stuff out. So kudos to him. I mean, I know it's a little short notice on his part, but he didn't drag his feet to get classes, rules, dates, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know Freedom Hall is very, if you ever, especially being from this area, if you watch, they have stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm sure that was probably part of it. He had to kind of take what he could get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Farm Machinery shows in there.
You got Monster
Valentine's
Jams
Day.
in there.
The Cayenne swap meet is
Around there.
It's right in the same-
It's either the week before or the week after. I've got
Yep.
the letter at home that says the dates on it, but it's real close. And actually, when they were still doing Freedom Hall, I said, you know how cool it would be for them to have the swap meet the same
Be awesome.
weekend as that.
Be awesome.
You know, like kind of get them put together, and then, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be vendors there, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
still.
but that swap meet, having Derby guys there, just for benefit of the swap meet side,
Yeah.
you'd have so many more people there with money just
dishing it out.
just bringing it in. I think it would be cool.
Definitely.
What else we got?
Yeah, that's for sure, Cody. our off season is pretty much no more. No matter what. Like you guys just ran 3 weeks ago. We're already getting ready for Wicked Warzone here coming the 25th, which is another exciting topic we're going to be covering here in just a second.
You used to have, even in recent years, it seemed like November used to be the Turkey Derby was in November, and then you had all of December was off, and then you had Sturgis in January, and now there's runs all year long. It's crazy.
Which is cool for the fans. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As a builder and driver, it sucks.
It sucks because you really got to pick and choose where you're going to try to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to run this one, but you're already signed up for here. Then you got to decide.
Exactly what we just went through.
Yep.
And then you got to look in the step further. What's the rules like?
Yep.
You know, what happens if I build a car for this show? What am I going to do with it? If
Right.
it's, where am I going to take it in the summer?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I don't know. That plays
And
into it.
having setups in one car waiting, just having another setup
Huge problem.
to throw into another build is
Yeah. I've tried to get enough stuff, for two, but it's just, I'm not quite there. I don't have another motor and transmission, but, if you can limit the stuff you have to pull from one immediately and immediately go back into the next, that makes it easy. But
Even if you only have one drivetrain, it seems easier if you can get everything else. If you have your fuel system and you got everything else that you can already go ahead and put in the car to where look, this car is basically done. I can run here, and then I have 3 weeks to pull the drivetrain. Like, that's not something that's usually too bad.
yeah.
pending you don't break stuff.
Yeah.
No catastrophes.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
we do a sport where you crash on purpose, so obviously,
Almost like you're expecting.
stuff
sometimes
tends to
it
get a little
does
messed
happen.
up.
So before we get into Wicked Warzone, I'm gonna cover our merch. We've got our hoodies. We're all blinged out. Besides Kinley,
Yeah.
I wore mine last week, guys. I wore it last week.
she wants to prove that she does change clothes at least once a week.
Uh-huh.
I guess it was 2 weeks. No, that was
No,
last
it was
week.
just
last
Yeah,
week.
okay.
That's right.
You've got a good enough excuse.
Yes.
But we got hoodies. Small to extra large or $25 if you want a size bigger than that. I can make them. They're just a few dollars more. It charges me more, so I got to pass that along. The money from selling this is going more equipment, making this more friendly for you guys, and hopefully being able to get some more video equipment to take to the shows and make that more exciting. We're sitting down here midweek this week. We're going to itemize what we want, prioritize what our wish list is, and start hunkering down. So we got our hoodies for $25 plus koozies for $5. T-shirts are the same deal, small to extra large or 15, additional size, just a few dollars more. Just message one of us. We'll get you taken care of. I've got one hoodie I got to get made this week and get shipped out, so that's pretty exciting.
The merch, if you do want any, let us know. We're coming to Sturgis, of course, so we can get that down there, and we plan to have some down there if guys want some. So
Yeah.
if you want any, or you're looking to get some down there, or you want brought down there, let one of us know, message the page, and we'll do what we can to get them down there for everybody.
You can contact us through the page or each of us on our own, whichever.
Yep. Then we got hats, $20. We can do the flat bill style or the curved bill. Same price for either one. When we get the screen back big, I'll show you the hat and our designs. So yeah, just hit us up for that. It will help us a ton. I'm paying for the merchandise out of my pocket, so 100% of this is going to the podcast fund. That's another Coyote Customs perk of having all this equipment in my shop. But yeah, second off, we've got the partnership with Babs Custom Signs. Jason over there, he's one heck of a supporter in everything I've done. He's one of the main reasons I ever started doing this. He helped me in high school make decals for one of my role models that passed away, to raise money for her scholarship fund, and ever since then, he's just been one of the best humans I've ever came in contact with. He brought this to us, his idea. If we sell roof signs or door wraps through the show, portion of that proceeds comes back to us. I don't care to help design any of the two. As you can see, I kind of threw one together with my name on it. That ain't what's going to be on mine if I ever come out of retirement, but it was something cool I threw together pretty quick. But I plan on ordering one here soon so we can have one on hand, show you guys the quality of it. It'll be on a sign board, which is an aluminum board that's got the plastic center core, both sided. They're going to be sharp. I've seen some of the stuff he's done.
They're not the chintzy ones.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're going to be right. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any interest in doing that, roof signs run $175, door wraps $185. That gets you both sides. Messages, if you got logos you want to put in, send us those files, picture of it. Yeah. We can do whatever.
We'll get you hooked up with Jason.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it'll be right. That's for sure. We'll touch on sponsorships here a little bit since we just talked about Jason. We got 3 different packages. We're not limited to this, but I wanted to have some kind of structure on what kind of things we could offer. We got a $500, $200, $100 deal. As more money is offered, obviously the more we want to help, because you're helping us more, we'll help you more. But if there are things on these that won't benefit you or your business or whatever, let us know. We'll figure something out. I don't care if you want us to sit in your shop one-on-one and record a 30-second ad that you just post on Facebook every 30 minutes. Like,
we're not limited to this.
Yeah.
No.
We will help figure it out. We want, with your help to us, we want to be able to help you more than what you're monetarily giving us. So that's what this is going to be about, sponsorship. That's why we're calling Jason's a partnership, because it's on both of us. We're trying the best to do what we can. But yeah, so back to the merch, since we're back on big screen. Oh, wrong way. It's a black hat on an acrylic patch. You can kind of see our logo engraved onto it.
Hoodies, we got
Yep.
t-shirts
Yep.
on the other side.
Got the black and red. We got a pretty basic one right now. We're working on a design. Once we do get some of our sponsorships in, I want an absolute killer design, front and back. Going to be cars and colors, and it's going to be wild. So that'll be what our sponsorship logos go on. It'll be like some of the race merch that you see at the track. Something big, something loud, something cool that you'll be proud to wear. I actually messaged one of my friends that's a designer last night, trying to get her input and drawing skills. She ain't even replied to me. Carla, if you're watching, I didn't snap at you, I promise. That was a snap at me.
Yes, he did.
Yes, we did. Don't let them know.
She'll come whoop me.
That's what we're shooting for.
Thanks, guys.
You probably
Thanks.
deserve it.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's get to Wicked, the big exciting Wicked Warzone.
Big news.
Yeah. So Jarrett was talking with
Madeline?
Madeline Page on Facebook page. She had initially been contacted with Devin. Devin texted me and he's like, "Hey, got something working for you. I need you to take it and run with it."
Great opportunity.
Yeah. So
Shout out to Devin.
yeah, thanks, Devin. We're still so new to this that we don't know. We're trying to figure out what we can do to help others as well as what we need help with. So Madeline said, "Let's do a ticket giveaway. I don't care what you're going to do with it. Just let's give a ticket away," which is huge, especially whenever this show always sells out.
Yes.
You can't find them anywhere. Last year I had to pay like double the price the night before.
There was,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody here was trying to hunt for this man a ticket because he decided last second that, oh, I'd like to go.
Well,
But we found him one.
Yes. Just had to fork it over.
Yep.
But
I hate the cold. I hate the cold, and I hate the cold. So every year I'm like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to sit at home and I'm going to watch it on TV in the warmth of my living room or in the
What he's saying
garage.
is that he gets major FOMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
He
I'm
does.
like, Jarrett's running. What if he needs my help in his one and done heat and I'm not there to help him?
And it was not even worth it. Let me tell you, it was not even worth it.
And then I'm like, all my friends from all over the country that I see at this one show one time a year, I'm not going to see them.
And we had a lot of people there too.
Yeah.
It
So
was, yes.
not only is it not the same sitting here watching on TV, which is a great way to watch shows that you can't go to.
If I wasn't so dumb, I promise I would just sit at the house 24/7 and watch derbies.
They
instead of
do-
running or watching derbies.
They having multiple cameras, they do a great job.
Derby Nation has
you
got
don't
it going.
miss anything.
Got it going.
But at the same time, there is nothing like actually being in the house for that show.
I wish I could keep track of all the years that we've went to Sturgis and kept track of the memories that we've made.
They
Just go back and watch a highlight reel.
Yeah, of just our memories. Like
we have some very good. We have some that were bad at the time that we laugh at now.
yeah, like last year standing in the rain with the tent falling on us.
Yeah.
Because the wind
The
was.
entire day. The
It
entire
never
day.
let up the whole time.
No.
But this is made of wood.
Knock on wood. We don't.
This
have
year's
that
going to be
problem.
great.
We are due for a good year.
Yeah.
Every 3 or 4 years, it seems like we at least get a day. It might be cold, but the sun's shining. We're hopefully.
I can't wait to go walk vendor row. I didn't make it to one vendor spot last year.
I don't need to walk vendor row.
I don't either, but
Yeah,
I didn't go.
I can still go and look at stuff. Like
I didn't
I'm a
go-
retired has-been.
I didn't go
I'm a
to
has-been,
vendor
never
row. I
was.
spent my whole time trying to stay dry, and I sold some parts and trying to find people and
And got me
Figure
wet
out-
so we could go get those.
We
figure out where they were hiding at to stay out of the rain. It was a mess,
but
but the show was good.
yes.
oh,
the
we
show
got
was
Madeline
really
on
good.
here. Yep. Yeah, so they're gonna have the NWFA class, Wicked Weld, Light Build Compacts, and Wicked Bone Stock. My personal favorite's always the Bone Stock. I like seeing carnage. I like seeing the bend. It's an easier build in my book, especially when we don't have anything to work on. We're just going as fans this year, so the carnage is going to be great.
Yeah, that's going to be the plus side of this entire year. We're going to get to enjoy ourselves a little bit more than we usually do.
The bone stock class gets after it.
We're out.
Yep. So partnering with Wicked, we are giving away a ticket to their show coming up January 25th. We posted that right before we went live. We're going to have you like Wicked Derbies page, like our page, tag one friend, and
Share the post.
share the post.
You have to comment on the original post that we
Yes.
just posted. That way, that's the easiest way for us to keep track and actually get you in the drawing.
That will be what we get names off of and pull your name from.
Yep. So come January 5th, I may be the only one here. I don't know what their schedule is. We're going to do a special episode just to give this ticket away. It'll be short. It'll be sweet. I'll go ahead and compile everything before I go live. We'll show all the names of the ones that are that have passed all of the check boxes. And I'll pull one out of a hat right here. So that's exciting. That's awesome. We thank them a ton for doing that for us and for you guys.
You will get the ticket at the show.
Yeah,
you pick it up at the
Pick it up
the
at the
gate.
show.
it'll be
Can
at the
we,
gate waiting on you.
Can we get a special guest to draw? That way, it's not anybody thinks that we're.
Yeah, that's right.
I have somebody in mind. He's usually on here watching. Let's get your dad on here.
Oh Lord.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
That way, there's no questions.
Yeah.
We
Oh.
don't care who gets this ticket. We're just happy to.
We've done bought ours,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we're already out the money on ours. So
Also, like to throw in whoever wins gets a free hoodie.
yes.
oh yeah,
Yep.
that's courtesy of Kinley.
Yep.
That's her idea. So
So, with that being said, whoever wins, make sure you get a hold of any of us. Comment on the page, and let us know what size you need.
yep. So make sure you do that.
And we know service is bad down there. So we will make it where there's no way you cannot get in touch with us.
Yeah.
We will get phone number out if we have to.
I usually, in the past few years, can text. A lot of my social pages don't load, but I can text, so we can get it to where when you get there and pick up your ticket, you can call us and we will come to you.
Yep. So while we're down there, we've been in talks with them. We're going to try and do a bunch of short content. We do our podcast, obviously, but we've got all of our other socials that shorts are where it's at. So we're going to try and do some interviews, some drivers. We can get the Wicked team.
Yeah, maybe talk to a couple of those guys.
Yep.
Maybe
Get some
on track afterwards.
Yeah. So we'll have our cameras down there doing what we can just to bring some footage to you guys and be able to help promote the sport in itself and this event that.
Yes, Madeline, very good idea.
Yes.
We will put the hoodie in the booth.
That'll definitely be
Yes.
easier.
There
Yes.
you go.
Perfect
Especially
idea.
on the Wild Goose Chase.
Yes. Get your ticket and your hoodie.
Yep.
So
But yeah, we can't thank them enough for wanting to support us like this.
and they went above and beyond. They reached out to us first,
Yeah.
actually, and that was on our checklist. Our list is just growing day by day and gets larger. But
Yeah.
we had actually just talked about that, and there it was. They reached out. And
Yeah.
they
I
all came
screenshot it
back.
and I was like, I don't know what to say. And Jared's like, I got this. So
It's definitely
Um,
very fortunate.
yeah.
Furthermore, any other promoters, get a hold of us. We're more than happy to do the same thing. Derby icons, any promoter, I don't care, big, small, local, far away. We will figure something out. We'll work with you to get something going for you.
Yeah, we're not in this to try and get anything from it. We're like, we started this to help promote the sport and our local events. And if we can promote nationally, that's even more cool.
All we're trying to do is help everybody else.
Yeah.
We're not trying to take away from whatever show, whoever's there doing the live. I know Track Shot Live was the show that you all were just at. We're not trying to take away from any of that. We would like to work and help you guys.
Yeah. So I don't see us ever going live at a show.
No.
That's not something I want to sit there and do as a creator. I stood there and videotaped it, Winter Slam, but that was all for us to use as content at a later date. So those guys, Track Shot Live, Derby Nation,
Any of them?
you guys got way more talent than we could ever think of.
Yeah.
More resources. You guys have got it rocking.
Yeah.
We're definitely not trying to take from any
We're
avenue of
perfectly
that.
content with staying right here
Yeah.
behind the
Yeah.
mics
Yeah.
and just making short ones.
But
Yep.
like they said, if there's any way that we can help you all, though, by all
Yes.
means, please contact us.
Yep. We've still got a smaller platform, but we're building every day, and I feel like we're getting better each time.
We have definitely gotten bigger. Not every day, but every once in a while I look at the page and
Yep.
we are getting followers and
Every day.
likes every day.
Yep. It's kind of
Not by
crazy.
just one or two, but
Yeah.
by like 10, 20 or so.
And that goes back to Devin taught me that you can go to our profile. There's the 3 little dots over in the right-hand corner. You can click it, scroll down a little bit, and it's got invite friends. You can invite all. Hint, hint, if you haven't done this, please do.
Yeah.
Just try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Just see if it works.
Mine only lets me send 1,000 at a time. So if you've declined it and don't want to follow us, but somehow you're watching this, I'm going to keep inviting until I get all 4,000 of my friends on there. So
Yeah.
I apologize.
So
Imagine all the.
if you get tired of it, don't stop watching us just because of Cody. He's just trying.
Yeah, I'm trying. But yeah, I did it again last night while we were sitting there bowling. I was like, I haven't done this week. Invite.
Let's put the word out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're super.
Super.
We're super
That's a new one.
excited. Come Sturgis, got our hotel rooms booked.
We're actually going down on Friday night.
Wow.
Hmm.
Look at you overachievers.
I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah. This guy has the work.
We in the past we used to go on Saturday, and the last couple of years we just went ahead and went down Friday. That way we don't have to be up quite as early, make the drive and all that. Just we kind of hop up and we go grab a bite to eat and then just ease our way over to the track.
I don't.
Jaden, it'll be at the ticket booth, waiting for whoever gets drawn. Whoever I do pick, I will send a private message to, asking for your hoodie size and give some further instructions on where to retrieve
I
that
think
stuff.
he's want to know how you get entered for that. So how do you get tickets for the giveaway?
Oh, there's a post right before this on the Adrenaline Junkies page. You must like the Adrenaline Junkies page, which I know you do. Must like Wicked Derbies page. Comment and tag one friend, preferably that has not been tagged already, and share the post, and that'll give you an entry to.
And again, be sure it is on the original post
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, the one that we just put on there. Make sure you comment on that. That's how we're gonna keep track of everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll go through everybody that's commented, and then I'll check reference back through the whole rest of the requirements.
And I think
Heck yeah, Cross.
we checked on those rooms, Cross, and I think we waited a little too long again.
Yeah, I called.
But hopefully next year we'll check those out because those cabins are right by like the Huck's gas station, like right past it. Like they're literally right there. But yeah,
Just saw your text slogan. I appreciate that, and I will get them done.
But yeah, make sure that you go to that main post, comment. That's how we'll go. And I think Cody covered it. We will do a live drawing.
Possible special guests.
Yeah, possible special guests.
Yeah, we'll see what the old man's doing.
Yeah. Anything else on Sturgis?
Get there. Get your tickets now.
Yeah.
Because you snooze, you just ain't going.
Oh yeah.
I think they.
Or you're
The
gonna pay
bottom
for it.
25% already.
It's getting close.
At the bottom of the barrel. So
And it's one of those you do not want to miss. Even if you just come for the vendors and don't want to stay for the show, it is worth the drive down there to get the deals. You do have to have a ticket to get into the vendor side of stuff too, which I think is genius.
And we'll have a, from what I understood, Wicked is putting together a vendors list, has one, going to put one together, and we'll get that out to you guys as well to give you guys an idea on
Who will be there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And,
if you're ordering parts, you can pick them up there, save on shipping.
Yes. Like all of them are that way. So.
And I'm hoping to have another banner made, and some of our local drivers, Cross, Wiggins, Tyler Abner, Jesse Fink, and Curtis Lamb.
Curtis.
Oh, speaking of Curtis,
Shout out Curtis.
Congratulations.
found out he's going to be a girl dad.
Shout out Curtis. Congrats,
Poor
buddy.
thing. She's going to be taller than him out of the womb.
Guaranteed.
We love you, buddy. We're excited for you. But yeah, if one of you guys would like to hang the banner up on one of your tents or something, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, we're excited to be down there, see some locals run, see some absolute wicked rides.
There's usually
Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm
It's
sorry. There we go.
There's usually some, at least one or two kind of off the wall or wild builds show up down there.
Yeah.
Some that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, always.
I'm always anxious to see
I like
what
that
guys
stuff
bring. Yeah.
because I get to go look and learn.
I mean, it's cool seeing what everybody runs, a Crown Vic, Grand Marquis, whatever, but it is cool when somebody goes off the wall.
Brings the 50s forward,
Yeah.
something like that, you know.
Plus, I'm always anxious when they pull on the track, like, how's it actually going to hold up?
And
Yeah.
Are they going to get jumped off the bat for being the one on that?
Yeah. And are they going to drive, or are they just going to go out there and send it?
Yep.
Usually they send it.
Yeah.
Usually.
What's Milkman's? Is he going to be here?
Milkman.
The one that always drinks the milk that goes absolutely crazy. I don't know his name.
Harold said
Harold.
Harold told me he is going to at least be in attendance to watch this year. He couldn't go last year. He is going to be there to watch. So look forward to chatting with him. It's been a long time since I've got to talk to him.
Might have to share an ice cold milk with him.
I don't
That'd
know
be
if
something you
he.
could drink.
I don't know if he follows or watches Harold. If you are watching, I will bring cookies for you.
I'll bring those cinnamon rolls he was talking about.
Yeah. There's a.
It sounds like we're eating good. I hope he's
Yeah.
there.
I was talking to him the other day. He said there's a bakery right there at the stop sign before you turn to go to the track, right there on the corner. And he said the cinnamon rolls are huge. Said they're really good. So
Bring insulin.
yeah, lots and lots of insulin.
Yes.
Okay. We're not even on our big screen. Sorry guys, you can't look at our ugly faces. So get to Sturgis, get your tickets. We'll talk about that again our next show, January 12th. Hopefully get some more details and stuff on who's going to be there. Maybe some of our local guys will have cars close enough they can share some pictures with us. My phone's blowing up. But yeah,
That's against the rules.
hey,
People can't send pictures before.
Yeah, that's illegal.
It's illegal.
And if they do, you have to black the entire car, or at least the entire frame out on the picture.
Yeah. That's just the way it goes.
Okay, keep your pictures to yourself.
No, we'll take them as long
No,
as
we're
you
just playing.
you just got to paint out the frame,
Yeah.
because that's what all the cool kids do.
I ain't got time for that.
I don't know.
Speaking of the cool kids,
Kids.
let's change gears.
Mm-hmm.
So this is inspired by a post
Toast promotions.
that was just released. We've had this discussion in here 10 times, and we're on our third show
Mhm.
off air because it's a controversial one.
It's a touchy one.
Mm-hmm.
Youth class.
Opinions on the youth class.
Yeah. I meant to go back and reread some of the comments that was put on Toast post just to see some more perspective of it. But
And we are not dissing anyone. I don't
Yeah.
care if you
this
No.
is,
I don't care if
again,
you go
our
against us,
opinions.
but we're telling you how we feel and what we think.
This is all just covering topics that are going
See,
on in
It's
the world
basically
or in
just
the.
small talk.
See, Cross doesn't care. Send us some pictures, buddy. I'll post it big.
You can see it all out.
We the whole point of this whole podcast, like we told you from the start, this is just discussing our opinions, and like this topic we're about to discuss, it's a current topic that's going on. Toast just put a post out the other day asking people's opinions on like ages, and
We're not talking about your height, Walker.
yeah, you might act like you're 12, but you look much older.
It's like the movies. Motherfucker, you look 30. That's Walker. But
So the topic at hand was you've got these youth drivers that are running youth shows and running adult shows. A lot of them are running and doing well in adult shows.
Mhm.
I know several that have taken wins. And is it fair to the kids
Just
that
starting out.
are just starting out, which is what this division is started for? When me and Dad were promoting, did we have this class or did I do this with?
You did that after.
With Landon.
Yeah, with Landon.
So I guess it wasn't me and Dad.
Yeah.
But I was a small part of helping Landon. And then did Randy and them have a youth class too?
I want to say they did, at least for the last year.
Yeah.
I know I think they did 1 year for minis, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh,
the
yeah.
very last year they had one for me. I'm
Yep.
sure it was.
So like I've seen the intent of it. I've not been to any of the big shows.
There's a bug.
There's a bug.
Sorry.
It's about to see its way out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
I got the spider off your shoulder earlier and you didn't even notice.
What a guy.
But the intent is to bring the future of the drivers into Joey. Bring them into the sport and not have to compete against the big dogs.
I'll start it off.
Well, it's kind of a place where you get your feet wet.
Yes.
Like I just derbied my first time this year, I didn't have the option to be, in a youth
Youth,
class.
yeah.
I'm 22 or 23, but it's just a place for the younger kids. I think it's 13 to 17.
Mhm.
So it starts at
maybe 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12 to 16.
Yeah.
12, 17.
Well, it's where you can get your feet wet. You don't have to have the top quality car. Just go out there, see if you like it. Just start out, see if you even like it. If you like it, we can keep doing these shows until you get the hang of it. Once you get the hang of it, we can move up.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like a
think-
graduation.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's intent with the youth class is for the kids to just go out there and cash checks every time they go out there. I think it's for the variety of kids figuring out what they want to do. Big
Expanding the
cars, small
sport.
cars, yes. And it's not made to have the same winner week in and week out,
Yeah.
But
And when me and Jordan were getting involved for showing
Yeah.
our old age,
We did. This wasn't even discussed.
This was
pretty sure
never
that
a
was like
thought.
30 years ago.
Wow. I mean, when I speak for me and Cody, obviously back in the day, you didn't have this. If you wanted to run, which to be fair on that, back in the day, you used to have to be, I know some shows were 18. And like when I started, I was 17, but I had to have a parent's signature. It was, I think you could maybe be 16, but it was like 16 to 18. Your parents had to sign off
Yeah.
on it. But
Yeah,
most
you
of the
had to
time
have a
you had to
driver's
be,
license.
most of the time you had to be 18. So we didn't have this option at all. When we wanted to start out, you went right out with everybody else.
and my perfect vision for the youth class is your 13 to 15-year-old, or till you're eligible to get your license. So till you turn 16, that should be available for your youth class. If you are a big dog and want to step up and run in the adult class, I agree with the provision of, sorry, buddy, but if you're going to run with the big dogs, you're going to run with the big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some absolute stud drivers come out of the youth class, and it's not knocking them for running that in the adult class. You're getting experience, you're learning a lot, but the class was started to help build the sport and build the future of the sport.
And I've seen it way too many times. You're wanting to bring kids up, build kids up. You don't want them to get frustrated, get beat every time they try it. Especially by the kid that, is more fortunate and has more experience already and has been on track way more. We want to give the kids with less track time, less, funds, go out there and have a ball instead of just turning it into an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
Right.
We've all been there. Everybody's gone out on the track and just absolutely got your ass handed to you. It's happened.
Way too many times.
It's not fun,
No.
but nobody wants, especially, I feel like as a parent, you don't want your kid to go out there and try this for the first time and just absolutely get killed
Or hurt,
Because- yeah.
hurt anybody.
because they're going to instantly then be like, no, this ain't for me. And granted, that can happen regardless, but I don't know. There's no easy call on it, and there's no easy way to.
It's touchy. It's very touchy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
all
I
in
mean-
all, in my personal opinion, you can't use and abuse it.
Yeah. I mean, we've got some great friends that have ran this, and like Charlie's went out west east and
Yeah.
ran.
Wrong
Cole
direction.
White's went out
Yep.
east and ran, but that's also two different avenues.
Right.
Cole's a 13-year-old kid going out and running out there. It's just hard seeing that being the same caliber.
As the 16 or 17-year-old
Yeah.
that has won big shows. And
Yeah.
It's just it's a touchy subject all the way around, and there's really I don't feel like there's any definite answer on how to police it or how to
Oh,
get
yeah.
a certain
Kind of a
guideline of
Damned if you
here's
do,
yeah
damned if you don't kind of thing.
yeah I
Because
don't
there's always going to be someone that says, if you're trying to police it and you're like, well, this kid's won this many shows or this kid's ran on this national
Yeah.
level, you're also still going to have some people probably trying to say, well, they've won 4 local shows.
Right.
Well,
right and I mean
how do you differ and
Yeah.
how do you pick and choose?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think there is a huge. There's too much gray area
Yeah.
yeah,
as
it-
Derby
yeah,
rules.
it's
It's-
just
With typically you don't know everyone. So say, if I were a youth driver, I'm from Scottsburg, and I went up to Terre Haute to run somewhere. Nobody's gonna know me up there, really,
Yeah.
unless I run big shows. But say I've won 4 local shows at my youth derby in my hometown, and I go to Terre Haute, nobody's gonna know me.
Right. It's that's one of the topics that we came up with before we even started this podcast, because we knew that it was something that we could discuss. Obviously, it's going to be a touchy subject. Not everyone is going to agree with us or what we think, but it's definitely. I truthfully, I don't know the right answer. I don't know how you come up with the right answer. I do feel like
it will always have a wrong answer. It'll
always
never
gonna
have
be
a right
somebody.
answer.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody that isn't pleased with how you came up with it. I feel like the way Toast ended up going with it is about the best way he could.
Yeah.
Is the most fair way to do it. It's not fair for everybody. And like I said, not everybody's going to agree with it, but
guess what? The world's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
life's
sucks,
tough. Get a helmet.
That's right.
And the alternative is not having that class at all. Like,
and then
which is terrible. Right?
Yeah, you get rid of that class, then
that's exactly where we were as kids.
Yeah.
Like,
but
when I strapped my helmet on the first time, you was the only person I knew on that track.
Yep.
Out in the middle of Kentucky.
And I
in
feel
for
like
a war. Like,
I feel like the way the times have progressed, the youth is a good thing to do. I mean, when we were starting out, we still had, like, I ran my dad's drivetrain, but he had $800 maybe in it.
Yeah.
Now you can't even hardly run one of them. And I mean, so you've got so much more money invested just to even get going.
Yeah.
And it's hard for a kid that's even 15, 16 years old. It's hard for them to start out. So it's good to have a class where they can kind of go, and you don't need the top of the line stuff to just kind of see, is this something I want to continue to do or not?
Right. It's also about, you're young, you're figuring out. I mean, most likely some adult is helping you, because if you just put a car in front of this 13-year-old, most of them are going to be like, man,
there's one 13-year-old. I don't know how old he is, but I would get my car in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Right,
I watched him about fight 6 people, Winter Slam. Like, that kid, you could build my car all day long. I saw what it did.
Right. Ultimately, to me, it's about, figuring out, well, do I do this? Well, let me do this. Let me go run. Let me see if that worked. Okay, well, that didn't work. Let me do this instead.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that worked. I'll keep doing that. But what about this? I feel like that's something you need.
Experience.
It's beneficial to figure out once you're younger.
Yeah.
So gains the experience.
Gains your knowledge.
Yeah.
Gains your experience. And, it also teaches you to be not to expect to not always be in the right or to always know everything.
Right.
It's pretty humbling.
Right. Yeah. I feel like it builds you up for the bigger guys. I feel like if I were running a youth class and I ran so many times, I'd be like, what, screw this. I want to run with the big guys.
Yeah.
Like, forget this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to take my knowledge to the bigger guys and try and build a better car than them and drive better than them and see what I can do.
See where you rank at with the
Like, here's where I rank with the youth. Let's see where I rank with the big guys.
Yeah.
And I hate that going and trying that potentially ruins you from ever being able to step back down. I get that standpoint. But then again,
there comes a time
when your big boy britches are on, your big boy britches are on.
It can go without being said that if you step up and you take that stride, then if you had gumption enough to do it, you got gumption enough to keep doing it.
Especially like if you go up with the big dogs and you place dead last, all right, I can see that happening. But if you go
auto captions on there,
if you go hang out with the big guys and you win a big show, all right, I think let's not go back to the youth class. You know what I mean? Like let those kids have their time. Let them shine.
You had your fun. You had your time to shine.
Definitely going to be one of those things that's self-policing by the parents. Is going to be one of those things that how accountable are you going to keep your squad?
Not even just the parents. The kids can too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they're responsible enough to go out there and derby, they're responsible enough to know, make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Hopefully make the right one, whichever way you go with it.
Yeah. this probably isn't going to be the same opinion as your guys's, but I wish youth class would still be mini cars.
I agree.
I think
I've,
the
hate
grad-
mini cars,
I
but
hate them
yeah.
too, and I've never ran one.
I've thought of
but-
that as being a way that you could kind of sort of control this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can.
And that's how we did it. Like,
I say this very lightly because someone's going to probably prove me wrong, but it's a lot easier to control your spending on a mini car than it is
When
a
it's
big car.
Right.
when it's ruled right.
when
Yes.
it's ruled right. That's what I was going to say. If you're running like a gut and go mini, then
Versus running what Steepro ran. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
like
those
that-
are tanks.
yeah,
Like, they've
they got
got more money in than I've
they
ever
got
ran
just
in a
as
big
much
car.
as anybody else does.
I do
Yeah.
agree with you, Cody, about the mini cars, but they hurt. I rode with Jace in the youth class. We took maybe 3 hits. Neither of
Jerry's
us
just
could
ready to get back
move.
in the Pinto.
Jerry wishes big cars were now. You are correct. Pintos versus the world, baby.
Shout out Terry for watching this. What's up, big dog?
My man Terry P. You know, that can go back to Sturgis. I didn't know Terry. I don't know who he was. Last year we go down there, strike up a conversation. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I heard of you. I'm like, I heard of this guy too.
I'm gonna tell you right
Terry,
now,
shout out to you, dog.
that's a good dude right there.
Big old. You have to look up anything
Yeah,
like that.
Big
but
Terry.
That's right. Well,
But, yeah.
anything else?
That's our controversial take for week number 3.
Yeah,
If
There-
you
we're-
have an opinion,
Yeah,
yeah.
let us know what
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
guys
put it in the
think.
comments. Like,
because
make
there-
this an educational thing.
We can do
Enlighten
this, okay.
us.
We like to read your comments. We
Yeah,
don't like
that
to just
too.
talk all the time
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
what we think, you know. Make us see like a different point of view if you have one, you know.
Yeah.
We that was one of the things that we discussed when we were first getting started on this podcast. We discussed maybe like recording this on our own and then just posting it, and versus going live. But we like going live because you all can comment and we can actually interact,
Yeah.
and it gives us stuff to talk about. We can discuss things with you all as we're having this show. So by all means, if you have opinions or whatever, hit us up.
Most definitely.
Speaking of, where's Brad?
Brad.
Brad's always been in our comments.
He's on there.
Walden,
Is he?
is it?
I haven't seen him.
He hasn't commented yet, but I'm pretty sure he's watching.
Well, he's like been number 1 commenter every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I love him, but yeah. So we'll wrap it up. Our next show is going to be January 12th, real show. I'll do the January 5th winner for our giveaway, a hoodie and our ticket to the Wicked War Zone. To get in and input or entered in that, like our page, like
Wicked's page.
Wicked's page, comment
tag on the
and
post.
share, comment on the original post and share the post.
Well, before we end it, we do have more comments, and I'll start off with Cody Fields. Youth Nationals is a great show and an opportunity for kids, but changed the landscape of the youth class. Yes, I will agree with that, because the Youth Nationals, that takes kids away from the local youth shows to the national youth shows, just like normal local shows and national big shows.
At the same time, I feel like that youth nationals is an awesome thing, though. I mean, like, you can run the youth class at these out of town shows, and they pay good. They usually pay $2,000, $2,500, which is awesome. But I do feel like it's cool. In the sport, it seems like some show has a big paying show for almost any class you want to run.
Yeah.
Bash for Cash has $10,000 compacts. They got all kinds of high dollar paying shows. You can run stock car for big money. You can run kicker, whatever. But I feel like them having that is a good way to just showcase some of the up and coming drivers that we do have.
Yeah.
I do, and like I said, I agree with Cody. It's a great opportunity, and it's great for the kids. But yeah, it definitely has changed, and it puts things in a different perspective, even when you're at the local show trying to earn your spot into the youth nationals or whatever.
Yeah. And Charlie, we see your comment. I agree with you to a point. Like, you know that I love going and watching you, and we've got local kids that are doing the same thing here in Scottsburg. But it's one of those things. At some point, you grow up or not.
It's tough.
You graduate up, and
it's we said it before. We'll
you're
say
the
it again.
part that makes this hard for us
Yes.
to state our opinions
Also,
because
Charlotte, let me throw in. You're a good driver, dude. You know what's going on. You have a good
Yes.
head. You know what I mean? Like, you're ready. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
you've got the knowledge.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me brag on you for a little bit. You know, like, you've got the knowledge, dude. Like, you can step up. You can hold your
Yeah.
own. You know, you've got a level head. You know what to do. Like,
And he has the parts, he has the friends, he has the everything. You know,
But yet, you
it's,
are 95% of the reason that we didn't want to bring this topic up because we know how hard you and your dad have worked at building you as a driver and your program. We hate having a different opinion than you guys, but it's
you know,
just
it's
part
probably
of
also because none of us did youth class.
no, like we didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
But
Wiggles. If I wasn't in my good clothes, I would come help you.
that's one of the ones that will post pictures of his cars.
Yeah.
yeah,
Without
so
blacking the entire frame out.
ooh, top notch.
Shout out Tony Jenkins for watching too. I ain't seen you for a while, buddy.
Yeah, you want to talk about an old goat?
Yeah.
He's been around the game for a
Yeah.
while.
I've seen him in some knockdown, drag out derbies.
I could be wrong, but was there not one at Bash for Cash?
Bash for
One
Cash
year.
20,
It was
2012. He can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 2012. I was there.
Jared
Drove the
was like
wheels.
I was
Drove the wheels off that car.
still,
three. Jared was 3. I was 4.
Yeah.
I also remember.
When was this?
20, she's mean that.
Oh, I was gonna say 2012. You were not. If so, we've got issues beyond Derby World.
Also, trying to remember what year that was. It was one of the years
Was it
we
at
went to
Sturgis?
Sturgis. Him, McCollum, and all of them got into one hell of a dogfight down there. One hell of a show.
They all run
I
together.
do like what you have to say.
We had another one, Travis Watkins. We have seen the top notch promotions, and trust me, you know, there's a lot of good promoters do a lot of good things with the youth class, but it's just, you know, you got to find the fine line, and that's what we're getting at. But I've seen, I remember Brandon Dixon having a couple youth shows, and he's always done a good job about policing it. I mean, you know, I don't think anyone's going to turn any car away if you show up and you meet all the requirements. But you know,
Yeah.
But there's definitely an assortment of promoters, locally and nationally, that, you know, they do their part, you know, to have the youth, keep the youth striving, and, you know,
And
keep them coming back.
what also makes it hard as a promoter, do you cut the age group for the older kids or the adults, make it where it's 18 plus again or 16 plus? But also, my favorite person to be on the track with lives 3 miles down the road from me. He's a 16-year-old kid that I have more fun going out and chasing him around than anybody. So I don't want that side of it taken away, but I want to see there be a difference between the classes. Like,
The bottom line is, like we said at the start,
there's going to be a restriction somewhere.
there's no right call. And
no.
Toast was kind of the first one to kind of take this head on, and there was a lot of comments. Everybody voiced their opinions, and you, as a promoter, it's your derby, it's your show. You make the rules. You go with what you think is right. And once again, not everybody may agree with what Toast came up with.
Yeah.
If that's not something you agree on, that's how life is. We don't all agree with everybody's opinions.
Yeah, in my short endeavor of being a promoter along with Dad, we made some calls that I knew from putting them down on paper that was not going to be a liked call.
Oh, yeah.
We even had a rules meeting, sat down with Jordan and his dad and a couple other people. And when we put our rules out, we knew right then and there, this one's going to cause controversy. This one's going to cause controversy. But once you put one out, you got to stand by it.
That's the big thing. Is whatever you decide, stand by your word.
And that was the hardest part of being a promoter, was having our rules and seeing the people that wanted to go around it. 90% of the time, it was the people that I thought were closest to me.
Because they feel like that since they're close with you, that
Yeah.
you'll just turn a blind eye towards it.
Yep. Yeah. I know Dad, he lost some sleep over it, but then again, I think he enjoyed part of it, being able to be like,
Shannon, what you said, I feel like that also goes back to compacts. Like, nothing against compact people. I don't know anything about compacts, but from what I hear, they're a little cheaper than your gut and go, So I think that having the youth build a compact that's not as much money and keeping
There's
the
Brad.
payout lower is a good thing,
Keeping the payouts lower and keeping the style build less.
Yes,
You know,
right.
Yeah.
Don't, like we said earlier, we're, not weld compacts. We're talking knock the windows out of it, put some different tires and wheels on it, and roll.
and Cross has got a good point. 16 is max age, which I said earlier. I thought that was once you're eligible for a driver's license, I think that should be it. And if you haven't one, I like that idea.
Yeah. At the same time, there's Brad. You gotta. That's the bottom line of it all. If you don't like what a promoter has or whatever, don't run that show.
Yep.
That's what we discussed at the beginning. There's plenty of places to run.
Oh yeah.
You can find whatever class you want, whatever kind of cars you want,
And
it's all up to you at the end of the day.
that goes with the comment from Brad. Don't like it, don't show up. They'll be there, they'll not be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, find somewhere else. You
Yep.
like it, be there.
Yep.
And
Most definitely.
Cody's got the part about being two different classes. I think that we've already got too many classes.
Yeah.
We was talking across, I guess, the first show about was it Powder Puff we was talking about?
Yep.
And he's like, dude, there's only so many hours after 7 that you can have a derby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time you're putting in.
Yeah.
Most places are at least running one big car class. Some do 2. And then you're having a compact class, a lawnmower or whatever, and then you got to throw in something else. It's a lot.
And then you got to throw in, you got to come with the money for it. You got to come with the trophies for it. That just adds to your total list of things you have to do.
Yeah, Joey, your comment is just perfect.
Right on
Being
the
a promoter is the worst voluntold job that I've ever done. And Dad took the worst part of it, so I can't even imagine what doing all of it.
I'm gonna tell you what, being a inspector is bad too. Obviously, the promoter gets the main part of it because they made the rules and da da da. But then
They'll sit there and argue with you. Well, that's what my tape measure read. Well,
Yeah.
My tape
Yeah.
measure reads, so
Yeah.
you're out of luck.
shout out to the ones that are promoting and inspecting cars because they really have the hard job.
Yeah. And the day of the show was the easiest part of promoting a show.
Yeah, because you got all the calls and everything leading up, guys trying to persuade you to get stuff by. No. And the main thing with all that is, like we said earlier, once you make a call or you put something out, just stand by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to piss off 8 or 9 guys, but you're going to earn the respect of
80 or
25.
90.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we made our hour mark.
Yeah.
Go back over. Got our merch. If you guys want any of that, hoodies, t-shirts, koozies, hats, hit up the page or one of us. We will get it to you as soon as possible. If we got to ship it, we will.
Or get it to Sturgis.
We would rather get it to a show, to one of you guys. That'll cost way less.
We won't have to ship it on your dime.
Yeah. Shipping is a bonus on that. So just keep that in mind.
the sponsorships.
Yeah.
Keep bringing those in. We have people. We still got people message us, and we're putting the nail in the coffin on a couple of deals like that. But message any of us or the page. Again, you're not limited to the sponsorship amounts that we have listed. Anything and everything is appreciated. We'll do our part to take care of you just as much as you took care of us. So, like I said, get with any of us. We'll get it taken care of. We'll get you down here below us or behind us or on us or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's 100% Brad. You guys, the promoter, is not there to have fun or make money because you're making very little money and you lose a tremendous amount of fun by walking in with that badge. You're there because you love the sport and you want to see it keep going. That's hands down the only explanation to that. Back to closing. If you want roof sign, door wraps, get with us. We'll get you hooked up with Jason. Part of that goes to benefit our foundation. We ain't that official. Our show. But yeah, get on there, get your chance entry to win a ticket to Sturgis, provided by Wicked Derbies. Can't thank them enough for that. January 25th coming up before we know it.
Stay up on our Facebook page, any of our socials.
Yep.
Who knows? We might come up with something wild and off the wall for you guys in a split second. So keep up on it.
We're trying to come up with new stuff, and if you all have any ideas of things that we could potentially do, by all means, hit us up. Any
topics? Just shoot us a message on the page. We'll discuss it as a team and see what we can bring up and bring to you guys.
We're always open for constructive criticism, all types of criticism.
Yep. Before long, we'll be working in a guest into the show. We're probably going to do 2 or 3 more episodes, just us. I know we had some last show, but that was a special occasion. Hopefully our local boys can make that be a special occasion come 1st of February, whenever that show is. We'd love to have some local faces on that done well down at Sturgis. So stay tuned for some content from that. Hit us up.
If you're there, let us know.
We'd
like to talk to everybody.
We'll have swag. Come get a picture with us, post it, tag, hey, this is the worst podcast I've ever seen, but you should go watch it.
So you feel really bad for them. So maybe go follow them.
Just go click that like. Follow, subscribe.
We like to put faces with the people on here and all that.
Yeah, most of the time I'm lost. I'm very lost.
We're talking about the podcast, not live.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about people that comment. Sorry.
Freedom Hall, I have not heard.
We'll get back to you on that, Brad. We've
got a few that we've heard, but we're not going to throw anyone out there. And we're still learning. Guys are telling us.
We'll after Sturgis,
our focus.
We'll get that. Then we'll shift our focus more towards that, and we will, in the meantime, be talking to people, trying to find out who all's trying to go and all that good stuff. I know
none of us got anything.
No, none of us are in.
None of us are out.
I know as of right now, I can speak for at least me and Kinley. We plan to at least go watch. So,
am I kicked out of the group?
No, I just said I can speak for us.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. We haven't discussed if you were.
That's far enough. I can drive myself.
You're actually grounded.
Yeah. But regardless, we'll have some more updates about that, and we kind of the same deal. We'll kind of try to come up with something cool to possibly have for you all.
We can get a hold of Robbie on that too.
Yep.
We can talk to him, whatever.
Yep.
So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah.
We'll talk more on that the next time we talk about it, because we've had the same conversation.
It's like you were in the shop like 30 minutes before the show started, buddy.
Hey, if you've got a camera or something in here, can you tell us where it's at? Because pretty much hit on all of our
Yeah.
conversations that we have prior to the show.
Yeah.
He's bugged in.
Mhm.
Big brother.
We'll
Thank
get-
you all.
Yep.
Have a good week. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas since
Have a
this is
good New
their
Year.
first
Yeah.
post Christmas. Have a Happy New Year.
And I guess
Be safe.
technically we'll see him in 2025.
Yeah, I'll see you next
Yeah.
year.
See you next year.
That was such a dad joke. So old.
Wow.
Cut the
Are you
cameras.
telling us something?
Cut the cameras.
Jeez.